I'm James Mullins, and today I want to tell you a story. But as I'm going through this story, I don't want you to think about the person in the story. I want you to think about yourself and reflect and see how this relates to you. Because I think this is a story that most people will relate to, and I hope that you do too. The story I'm going to tell you is my story, and why I care so much about fitness, and I have a passion about trying to communicate that to everyone else. And hopefully you'll relate to it in some way. Maybe you'll want to share the story, and hopefully it'll benefit some people along the lines. But I'm going to tell you my story, and we'll actually start from a real small town. Went to a small high school, had a big family, and a family that was really important in the community that I grew up in. Love the community that I'm from, real privileged to have been from there. Had a great family and a great support system. But not a big emphasis on health with any of it. There was a big emphasis on sports, community. Sports was really big. And all through high school, I was in great shape and played sports, exercised, lifted weights. I weighed 180 pounds all through the days I actually played sports. So I was in good health. And I figure most people relate to that. So if you think about you, what kind of shape were you in when you were younger? And how were you in high school? You're probably very active, get around, no problems at all, you eat whatever you want to. That's how I was. I actually quit playing basketball and sports my senior year of high school. I didn't play. And as you can see, this is a picture of me. Not a good picture, it's an old picture. And the quality is pretty bad, but you can get an example of how much weight I actually gained after I quit playing sports. Still, I ate the same bad teenage eating habits that I had. I thought I could eat anything, thought I was invincible. And quit sports, still exercised some, got up to 250 pounds. So I went from 180 when I played sports, and in a very short time frame got up to 250 pounds. I still had stretch marks and stuff where I ended up gaining the weight and getting up to 250 pounds. Now, I was a little delusional and was lifting weights some at the time, and I had a 250 pound bench press, which I was always told that if you can bench press your body weight, you're a pretty strong person. So I thought that was great. But looking back on it, that's a very small goal, and the fact that I weighed that much and that's all I could bench press is pretty sad. And like I said, just in high school, think you're invincible and you can do whatever you want. And of course, your body adapts to the lifestyle you lead, and I gained a lot of weight. That went on pretty much the whole time I was in college. Lost a little bit of weight, got down to about 220, and stayed around that weight for several years. Didn't really have any major changes. Still worked out some, still ate what I wanted to. Didn't get into health and fitness or anything, and just pretty much lived my life. Then I had a life-changing event, and that was when my dad died. Now, my dad was older, and he had always had health problems. He was actually the youngest of his family, so all of his brothers and sisters were older also. So all of my aunts and uncles that I was surrounded by were all older, and a lot of the family that I was around, they all had health problems because they weren't into fitness and health, and it wasn't something that was important. And because of that, I've seen a lot of people struggle. So I want you to think about your family and the people around you and how you relate to your parents. I'm 33 years old right now, and what I see is a lot of people my age, they think that they have more in common with their kids than their parents. They still think they're young. But most people actually probably have more in common with their parents at that point in time than they do with their kids. They probably, health-wise, are closer to the unhealthiness of their parents than they are their actual, their kids, because of the eating habits and the lifestyle that they lead. So just by seeing the struggles that my dad went through. He was in the hospital a lot, so I spent a lot of time after I got out of high school in hospitals with him, trying to help him, and seeing how dependent he got on other people at times when he didn't want to be, but he didn't have any control over it at that point because it was too late, really made me reflect on my life. But I was young and still thought that, I can do that later. But I seen a coworker at work who was overweight and still had some health problems, and he just kept saying, I'm going to get into shape. I'm going to get into shape. And he was about 37, and I was probably around 24, 25 at the time. And I kept seeing him and his struggles and him promising that he was going to do that. And it made me think about, if I wait and I keep going down this path until I get to the point that he is, it's going to be a lot harder for me to make that change and be able to make a difference. And I didn't want to wait till I got there. I knew that I needed to make a change now. So take a moment, look where you're at. Do you need to make a change? If you wait, you might wait till it's too late. And I've seen a lot of my family members who I'm sure wish they could have, started having healthier habits, quit smoking, or whatever the case may be at an earlier point. But you have to realize that early enough to be able to make those changes, or it gets a lot harder to do, and sometimes it's too late. So, that life event led me to reassess a lot of things about myself, and, even though I was young, go to the doctor, didn't have bad health. The sad part is, went to the doctor, and the doctor wouldn't tell me anything about my health as far as it being bad or anything. Once I went through the change in my lifestyle and everything, I go back to the doctor, and I'll tell you what he told me when I get on to the end for my transformation. So, started my transformation process at that point, and didn't really know what to do, just knew that I wanted to start to get into shape. And because I had been in athletics and stuff, I knew that I could just be more active and it would help. So some of the things I started doing P90X, but has the meal plan, has a lot of different stuff, it's a great program. Didn't know how I needed to structure everything. Sometimes I thought I was doing too much, sometimes I thought I wasn't doing enough. And I started running at the same time, worked on my nutrition. I've tried lots of different things and been involved in lots of different programs, and which is great because I love to learn, and it's taught me a lot, and it's just been a progression for me. So I've tried lots of different things: P90X, running, martial arts. There's tons of stuff you can do to get into fitness. But each one that I've done has had its own growing pains and struggles as far as trying to see how it fits into my lifestyle and everything. But got into strength training, started getting, reading magazines, books, textbooks, anything I could get education-wise, seminars, webinars, and eventually, the more and more knowledge I got, started leading to, okay, I need to get into actual classes and get education, so I got certified. So it led to my strength and conditioning specialist certification. So the transformation process for me was an ongoing process. Even though I lost, some weight and got into shape in a short period of time, it's constantly growing as far as what I think of my fitness transformation. I still think I'm in the process. I'm still learning, starting business and starting to coach and deal with clients and everything. It's been a great experience, still learning, and still, everything with fitness changes. So it allows me to continue my growing process, and it's just ongoing. Here are some of the results from my process. You can see clearly I wasn't in that good of shape at the time, 220 pounds. I thought I was in good shape. I've always had a physical job where I actually was active, I'm on my feet and things like that, and I thought I was in good shape. And if you ask me, I thought that I could go run 2 or 3 miles with no problem. And I started doing that, and it's not as easy as you think. A lot of people have this belief that they're in good shape and they can go do whatever they need to do. And the reality is they can't. They're not as strong as they think they are, and they're not as conditioned as they think they are. So when they go to do something, they struggle, and then they don't understand it. This is the results from my process. I have a couple slides here. You can see clearly the education and the time and effort that I put into it have made a difference. But this isn't about aesthetics, it's not about vanity, it's about functionality. And this me gets a lot more done and is a lot more capable than this me. I'm all about the functionality of fitness and the freedom that it brings about. And I think the biggest thing from my fitness journey is the fact that I can go do anything. It's really helped with that mindset as far as everyday obstacles or anything like that. I feel invincible again. And not because I'm delusional like I was in high school, but because I've overcame so many obstacles, not just physical, mental, business obstacles, anything that you set forth now. The fitness journey shows you that you can take those steps in order to meet those goals. If you've seen the goal setting video I have, it's a lot of that, and it applies to your daily life. But I just love the freedom that fitness brings about. If I go to a state park and we like to go and take pictures and everything, if I want to hike a trail, I can do that, no problem. If I want to go play basketball, if I want to go do whatever the task may be, martial arts, lifting weights, carrying groceries, normal tasks, they're all easier, and I have a freedom that I didn't have before. Those are some of the benefits of it. It's going to give better health, it's going to give you more confidence, helps with your goal setting, helps with your productivity, increased lifespan, energy, enjoyment. And like I said, it gives you a freedom that you didn't have before. And I want you to think about your life right now and how free are you in your physical existence. Can you do the things that you want to do? If you want, do you want to go play with your kids, and are you able to do that? Because if you're not, then please take the steps that you can in order to do that. Going back to my father, with his age and stuff, we didn't have that relationship where he could come and play catch with me or play sports with me or interact with me at that level, because he wasn't physically able to do that. He couldn't do a lot of things that he enjoyed doing either later in his life because of his physical ailments. Like he had to stop hunting, he couldn't do yard work or things like that he enjoyed, garden, many things like that because of his health. And you want to live your life to the fullest for the whole existence that you have, and in order to do that, being healthy and fit really helps with that. I told you I'd get back to what my doctor told me, and it relates to some of this. When I was going to the doctor and I ended up losing 20 pounds. I got back down to 180 eventually. So I lost 20 pounds in 3 months. I lost another 20 pounds in another 3 month span. So I got back down to the weight that I am in high school. But when I went back to the doctor at one point, he says, well, that's great. You just added 10 years to your life. But not once before when I was going did my doctor bother to tell me that my lifestyle was taking 10 years away from my life. So look at your eating habits, look at the road you're on, and are you taking time off the end of your life? You don't want to cut your lifespan short with the lifestyle you have. I'm sure that you want to spend more time with your family. I'm sure that you want to be there to see your kids and your grandkids grow up. And in order to do that, being healthy and fit will go a long way in making sure that happens. I'll end this with what I'm trying to do now is inspire other people. Started a business because I believe in fitness and I think it has a lot of benefits for everyone. And like I said, I don't want this story to be about me and the story that I went through. I want you to look at yourself and see how it relates to you, because I think it relates to a lot of people. and hopefully you'll take something away from it. If not, maybe you know someone else who it will benefit. Please share it with them. Don't feel like you have to, follow me, join one of my programs. Do something else. If you like martial arts, if you like running, if you like basketball, tennis, golf, anything that's going to start you on a journey to be a little healthier, be a little more active, and keep you around longer, and enrich your life. But have some coaching programs that are available. If you really need help and really need in-depth guidance, please join one of them. Have a lot of tools and a lot of ways I can do that. They are online coaching, so you'll see them on the website. It's www.slfwv.com. Please share the video, and please get on the path in order to get a more useful and more productive you. Thank you.